didn't make any sense to me though. But for the record, right? So this guy is representing the Yaga. I don't even understand what that means. Youth, Yaga, youth in government. Abi, I don't know. Listen to this mofo.
My colleagues on the planning committee. Mr. President, thank you most sincerely for convening what we regard as the most consequential state-sponsored youth convening in recent times. This confab, we believe, is a demonstration of your commitment to not just youth development, citizens' engagement, and inclusive governance. Your Excellency, I'm not a youth, but I'm someone who works closely with young people, and I've done this over the last 20 years. And I must say that this is the first time, and indeed you're the president of Minifest. You're the first president who has appointed a young person, indeed, as a youth minister of youth. You're also the first president who has told the world that young people are more than media aids, because you've appointed, young people as your special advisors or special assistants, whether it's community engagement or civic leadership or even youth. I know some of them are here, Titi, Rinsola, who are my sisters who are doing brilliantly. So thank you very much, Your Excellency. We accept to be part of this because we believe that you're one who has the courage. You've taken bold actions in fixing our economy, some decisions that comes to a large extent with great consequences, but you have actually shown that you can make and take bold decisions. And that's why we're very delighted that you have conveyed this very consequential youth confab. The beauty of having a young person as a Minister of Youth is that he understands the language of young people. And upon this announcement, he has reached out to a vast majority of young people. And I think that we have agreed that perhaps there are 6 issues that should shape the agenda of the conference. The first one relates to political governance. Again, Mr. President, you have structurally really changed the political governance, either through the local government financial autonomy and the actions that you've taken. And so one of the first issues was around political engagement. How do we open up the spaces for more young people to participate in the political process? The second is economic transformation. The economy is at the heart of the major thrust of your administration's goals. And specifically, we're looking at issues relating to the startup ecosystem, financing youth businesses, as well as opportunities in the digital economy. The third agenda issue is around education and skills for the future. And part of what we hope that this conference will do is to give us an opportunity, to reimagine our education system and make it meet the demands of the 21st century, either around STEM or curriculum review. Fourth is around technology and digital transformation. You've also shown that artificial intelligence, blockchain, and fintech is one that requires attention because it creates opportunities for young people. The fifth agenda is climate change and energy transition. Again, with the growing threats of climate change, which it poses for national development, we believe that this conference will provide an opportunity for youth climate change initiatives, energy transition, and how Nigeria can leverage climate action for sustainable development. And lastly, Your Excellency, is social cohesion and security. And this other issue, we believe, again, would address the question of national unity, integration, youth and peace building, and countering violent extremism. One of the things that the Honorable Minister have said, drawing from your mandate, is to make this inclusive. And there are 4 sort of formats that will be adopted for this. The first is virtual consultations. There are a lot of Gen Zs out there, including young people in diaspora. How do we harness their inputs into this entire process? So there will be virtual consultations. There will be call for memoranda and policy inputs, looking at a web portal that the Ministry of Youth will launch to harness contributions. Of course, also regional consultative town hall meetings. And then lastly, a convening of an Abuja conference. Your Excellency, Mr. President, when you first announced this conference.
Trying to save my time, by the way. So those are the youth. A man that confessed that he's no longer a youth is the head of the youth group that came to see Tifnumbu. It's all kind of like a charade, by the way, okay? Just put something together, something for the boys. And anyone can put together or organize a kind of a charade if it's going to be funded like this one. So that idiot was talking about local government financial autonomy. This was over a year ago that they, fraudulently, obtained a judgment from the Supreme Court. And since that January 2024 judgment, up to this moment, they still haven't figured out how to give the local governments their money. They've given different excuses. Initially, they said they were in a meeting with the governors and they were sorting it out to when to start. And later they said that the local governments don't have bank accounts. Or later they said the local governments have not verified their bank account with the central bank. All of this, meaning that the local governments they haven't received their allocations directly as ordered by the Supreme Court a year after. But they're already giving the glory to Tifnumbu. Thank you so much for giving financial autonomy to the local government areas, because your decisions, they came with great consequences, but you have turned our economy. It's said economic transformation. Nigeria economic transformation. 2 years ago, the calamity Bokuwari handed over an economy that is valued at over $300 billion, $310 billion. That's how much the Nigeria economy was in 2023. And within a year, Tifnumbu wiped off over 100 billion from that economy. Today, your economy is less than 200 billion. That's over $100 billion wiped off. Of course, now, like, you are doing well, Mr. President. The job of those who made this, cowards is to lick their asses. I don't know how it's gonna feel like if you have to put your face between the bomb crack of this, Koolu, Ashiwaju and Watole. Person where you say had to use something to pee, possibly like to poo. So you have to put your, somebody will shit himself, right? You have to put your nose and all of that inside, just to slick. Mr. President, your policy are so great. In fact, you are doing so well, sir. If not because of that, if not because of you, Nigeria would have been very worse, sir. And they begin to kind of lick their for how much? They do it all the time. See a lot of them dressed up, dressed fancy, and then they move down straight to the asshole rock. Whoever is there, they did it with Bokuwari. I mean, you don't forget Not Too Young to Ruin. Remember, they were not too young to ruin that Bokuwari signed. Some young people went to asshole rock to go and lick the ass as well. Mr. President, you are the most youth friendly for signing this into law. Not too young to ruin. For signing it into law. We are so grateful. You have changed the trajectory of our life. And few months later, Yeye Bello became the governor of Kogi State. The rest is history today. You know the story. So your economy has you have transformed the economy. Then talking about artificial intelligence, AI, in a country that you don't have electricity. And they continue to kind of fool around because they've been doing it, right? They fool around. We are going to teach people about AI. We are going to adopt AI. When we say all of them, they use generator. You see all these things, right? Those who are supposed to be young people whose lives and their destiny have been halted by these rogues, right? They should be more like enraged or angry if you think of what Nigeria has stolen from you. For example, if you take 20 years or 25 years, if you deduct 25 years from your age right now, you watching me from Nigeria, if we remove 25 years from your age, how old are you going to be? Old. I'll go first. If they remove 25 years out of my own age, right, I will be 16 years old. Do you see that? If I was still in Nigeria, right, maybe if I am lucky, luck is for the losers, they say luck is for the losers. You know, when you merit something, when you work out for something, you earn it, you earn it, you earn this. But if you are counting on luck, say, well, if I am lucky, luck is for losers. So I don't want to use luck. Or in the Nigerian context, right? If I happen to be in Nigeria, I may possibly be very, very useless now. Because I'm not, I'm not really like better than some of you who gave it all, went to school, graduated, doing everything by the book. But today, you are the people that people will be using as a prayer point. Baba God, what happened to Jude? How Jude life be, Baba? I reject Jude life in my life. I say, what's happened to Jude? I say, Jude, you don't want to know. Nigeria has happened to him. A brilliant chap. He had everything. He has this promising future, but Nigeria happened. It happened. So maybe I will be like a 1 out of 1,000, of my own age mates that can possibly be able to really like stand tall, in the same space. So you should be getting like mad, angry, and for a very, very valid reasons too. But Nigeria is a place where, forget it, everybody is just looking for a chance. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people are looking for a chance, right, to be called to the table. So that is why we agree here that, you see, Nigerians, like many Nigerians don't actually really hate these bad behaviors, right? Some of them just don't like it if they are not part and parcel of those who are benefiting from it, unfortunately. So nothing is expected to come out of this. People are lying to themselves. They are kind of participating in this whole, bazaar. Take your cut and walk away. Okay. Meanwhile, a government possibly has a manifesto of what they intend to do for everyone and probably every sector of the society, of the countries rather. And it's been nearly 2 years. Okay, so we need to put something together to make it look like the youth. Maybe we should organize a sporting event. No. Let's organize dancing competition. No. BB Nigeria 20. No. Let's do a conference. Yeah. So that we can advise the government on education. We can advise the government on how to support and help the youth. But we're going to need some money for that. How much? We're going to have to write a budget. For example, how many youth are we going to need to attend this conference to make it make sense? Maybe we need 1,000. 1,000 is too much. Oh. Let's make it 700. So then budget, how much are we going to pay them? For how many days? Just for maybe 2 weeks. So they can deliberate on something and give us a resolution and say, we want the government to allow us to be able to contest the election without just being a personal assistant to those in government. Because that seems to be the ambition or aspiration of some of you young people. The president of Burkina Faso today, right, is just 36. Meanwhile, a 36-year-old in Nigeria, following APC, Egbekegbe is a social media keypad warrior, propagating bigotry, tribalism, religious supremacy, and waiting for every month a stipend they give to them, 30,000 naira to buy data, and continue to cause this division on social media. That's his dream. He's living the dream right now. A typical Runuku or Rununazi. A typical one, they are not, they are like in their late 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, late 40s. Some of the rest of them are in their 50s. They are comfortable with that. They don't mind being, at least, Onofunuga is 80 years old and is a special advisor to Tifnubu on social media matter, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok matter. If you see anything about Tifnubu and not on those platforms, it is a duty of Onofunuga, 80 years old man, to go and advise Tinubu on what should be done or what should not be done to you. So the aspiration of some of you, the young people in that contraption, is to become personal assistant to your oppressors. And the rest, yeah, jumping from one platform to another, begging, like beggy as usual, right? So yeah, we'll leave you to it, and I look forward to seeing the deliberation on your Tinubu's National Youth Conference. I hope they pay you well, okay? Because an average senator in Nigeria goes home with 55 million naira every month, okay? And listen, that in itself is like, how much is that in a year? 550 million in 10 months and 11 million, I mean, around 10 million. That's around 660, yeah, 660 million naira a year. And that is minus the other padding of their budgets and all of that. So if you are going to go and participate in their charade, let's make sure say them pay you well, because you're going to need it. You are not grouping together because of any youth anywhere. Just going there to get your own share. Okay? If Tinubu and his gang have no idea on what to do to ameliorate your suffering, the chunk or the largest population, the largest part of your population, the young people, they have no real plan for you, that you think they are waiting for they are going to wait for national conference before they can figure out how to generate employment, fix your infrastructure and the rest of that. Well, good luck to that, or good luck with that. In Delta, I've missed this guy. You remember him? Bright, Edape. He just made a discovery. I think he found a car that gun runners are using to smuggle their guns. So they passed through Delta, and Edafe got a content for us. Watch this.
I am SP Edafe Bright, and this is Delta State Police Command. We always encourage people to support and partner with the police, especially in the area of stop and search. Stop and search is one of the best proactive ways of combating crime and reducing crime, particularly in Delta State, because we adopt stop and search a lot, and it has been yielding dividends. Now, we have 3 AK-47 rifles that were recovered along the Ogara-Warri Road by Western Delta University. These are 3 ammunitions, and these are boxes of AK-47 7.62 mm ammunition. Each of these boxes is containing about 520 rounds each, and we have it seized. Now, what is peculiar about this case is how the suspect was arrested and how this catch of weapons and ammunitions were recovered. When you open the boot of this vehicle, that is the trunk of this vehicle, you will not see anything. If it were to be a normal stop and search, we would have allowed the suspect to go. Now, I want us to demonstrate how we recovered this rifle. How is going to demonstrate how the rifles were recovered. You can go from the other side so that you can get a proper view. So when the suspect was stopped and flagged down, we opened the boot. We checked the boot. The policemen checked the boot, and nothing was found. Only for the policemen to open this seat that you are seeing now. Lo and behold, the rifles were stacked at this compartment that was specially designed to conceal rifles like this. This is the particular point where the rifles were recovered. 3 AK-47 rifles, 3 magazines, 6 boxes of 7.62 AK-47 ammunitions. Now we are going to hear from the suspect how these ammunitions were recovered. So, like I said, stop and search is very, very important. And imagine what these rifles and ammunitions will do in the hands of the wrong people. My friend, I just want you to, when the policemen stopped you and opened this boot, did they see anything?
There was nothing.
Okay, they didn't see anything.
There was nothing.
Okay, but how they can't let her take recover all these guns?
he said that he told me that the vehicle is bugged, that he want to check inside. I said I don't know what is bugged, but I've never experienced what is it before.
Okay, he said the vehicle is bunk.
He
Now
said,
so
but
you talk am.
that's what he told
Okay,
me.
so then now, so what did they come do?
We come open the door, drag the back seat.
They drag it. So when they drag the back seat, what did they see inside?
They can't see this ammunition.
Mention what did they see now? What did they see?
They see this 3 AK and this box of ammunition.
How many AK they see?
3.
3. How many of these buses they see?
I think 5 or 6.
Now 6. You don't know how many again. Okay, so we've heard from him. There's a limit to what we can ask him because this is not media trial. We are still investigating and more details will come up. But this is to let members of the public know that the police in the command under the leadership of CP Olufemi Abaniwanda, we are working seriously to ensure that all Deltans sleep with their 2 eyes closed. Please, whenever you see the police on the way, make them your friend. They are there to protect you. They are there to serve you. They are not there to stress you. The stress is just for a while, but always remember that.
Brighty, Theo Bright.